speaking of Annika, let's go to Annika on the floor. Annika Larsen has been running the length and breadth of the results center, the floor behind us. Annika, who have you trapped for us at the moment?
I'm actually about to take my shoes off. My feet are killing me because you're making me run around like this. But I thought that we really should speak to the Freedom Front Plus. Wouter Wessels is here with me very kindly. Thank you for joining us. Let's look at 2014. You were the 7th largest party with 0.9%, 4 seats in the National Assembly. We're about, 25% of the way into voting, and it looks as if you may have taken some votes away from the DA.
It looks like it. It's still early. There's a lot of votes that still needs to be tallied and captured. So we're carefully optimistic, but if we look at certain voting districts, in 2014 we managed to have the majority or to win 5 voting districts countrywide. At the moment we're standing at more than 80 voting districts which we've won countrywide in provinces like the Northwest, Free State, Gauteng, Western Cape, Northern Cape, and if we look at, for instance, the Northern Cape, there's still votes outstanding, but we're already more than double our number of votes that we secured in 2014, so we definitely did grow.
So you're standing at 4th at the moment. Why do you think more people are voting for you?
I think a lot of voters associate with our policies, especially our economic policy, which we drive free market principles such as private property rights, but also we had a campaign that said there is hope. There's hope for a better South Africa for all. There's hope for a South Africa where there can be equal opportunities and equal rights for all South Africans to build a South Africa, a better future together. And I think voters associated with that message, and that's the proof that we have currently.
Do you think you took away votes from the Democratic Alliance?
I think we did. Throughout the campaign, we heard voters that came to us, that wrote to us, that signed up as members in our offices in the door-to-door campaigning that said, this time we will vote for you. We previously voted for the DA. But we also found that there's a lot of voters that did not ever vote before, that this time decided that they will answer to our call to action and that they will vote for us. People that that previously voted in 1994 or even voted a few years ago but has become passive and said we're not going to vote anymore. What does it change? And I think we succeeded to appeal to them and also to get our voters to the polling stations, and that was the important part.
Yeah, I mean, people are saying that you went on a massive campaign to get people who otherwise wouldn't have voted to the polling stations. Optically, when I think of Freedom Front Plus, I think you're white, you're very conservative. What is your voter profile?
Well, I think we're not white and conservative. It depends on what you see as conservative. I think South African politics has changed a lot. And Freedom Front Plus has also adapted to a modern South Africa. We already started in 2013 with a rebranding, with rewording of our mission, with our policy framework. And I think we are aligned to a majority of communities, especially minority groups though. But it's across racial borders, and we, for instance, closed our election campaign on Saturday in Heidedal, which is a non-white community to a large extent, and we were received very well. And we're still waiting for those voting districts, for instance, to see what the support there is. But I think our profile did change. Our policies remained the same. We didn't change our policies to get more votes. We remained consistent, but people saw that we provide solutions. We don't make promises to say we'll provide a job in every household, which is unrealistic. We rather say we have solutions which can create an environment which will stimulate economic growth, to provide jobs, to eradicate poverty.
Mr. Wouter Wessels, thank you so much for your time. Yes, the interesting results that have come through for the Freedom Front Plus, pushing them up to 4th. largest party in the country at the moment. We're only a quarter of the way through. They were at 7th and had 4 seats in Parliament. What I could try and unpack from there is that there were minority groups that had been afraid of the land issue and the land question, and probably felt that the DA hadn't done enough to quash any fears that they had of land being taken away from them, and some of the issues that the EFF and to a lesser extent the ANC were pushing forward. Just to update